Okay, I think we're live.
Sure. Hi, people. We are live. I was told. So, very nice to see you there. And today we want to talk about faith. That's an extraordinary subject, I am sure, and we are going to have quite a lot of difference of opinion today. I am sure of that too.
We always do.
Yes.
But just for clarification, because of your accent, it's fate, F-A-T-E, because it
Faith.
sounded like you said faith.
Yeah, no, it's faith.
Fate.
I know. Oh, I
I
know.
just wanted to make sure the audience knew.
Oh, terribly sorry, guys. Yes, my accent, faith. Huh? Okay, that's what we are going to talk about today. It's a very interesting subject because the other day we were talking about birthdays, and it just brought in as a next level to it to actually address this situation. So what do you think, Beverly, about faith?
Well, one of the differences, there's many differences, but one of the differences between you and I is you always take very, very specific definitions of words. And I have more of a global definition of words. So I looked faith up, or fate. I just said
Yeah,
faith.
you see?
I looked fate up to see what is the dictionary meaning of the word what versus my meaning of the word. And it says it's the will or principle or determining cause by which things in general are believed. But that's not my definition. My definition, when I hear that, because it's the question that people ask me, is my life predetermined and I have no choice, or do I have free will? And my answer is both. As a soul, you decided what you wanted to accomplish in this life. Sometimes you didn't decide how you would accomplish it. And sometimes you did. You made a commitment. I will do this for myself, for humanity, for my family, whatever. So, excuse me, it's not a fixed answer. Sometimes you made agreements, and yeah, that's what you're going to have to do. And sometimes you're just here to learn in general, or to maybe learn more about emotions, or learn about death, or learn some specific things. So I don't think there is one answer. I think each person has to find what their answer is based on their own soul journey and purpose.
Just to say something about the dictionary and whatever, dictionary is written by human beings. And if you look at all the dictionaries talking about and defining English words, they are all different. So at the end of the road, I don't think there are many meanings to the word. I think there is only one meaning to, or one core meaning to each word. And of course, individually, if we look at it, we always alter that meaning a bit towards our own liking or whatever, or understanding. But I don't think it means that a word has many meanings. A word has one meaning. The faith itself, yeah, I think so.
There's usage.
Faith, it's not, no, I mean, it's just because people understand it differently, it doesn't mean that the word has different meanings. It means only that according to that person, the word would mean certain thing, but it is not really a global understanding of the word.
I don't think there is a global understanding of words. There's cultural understanding, because different cultures will take the same word and it has different meaning. So it does matter. And even old dictionaries were written by people. All dictionaries were written by people. And the culture changes, so the usage of the word changes. So it's like in English, I got bit by this because I told someone she was indispensable, and she says, well, that means I'm dispensable. But the usage indispensable means you're not I have to
Yes,
have
yes,
you,
yes,
you're
I
important.
understand. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
usage, but the literal meaning is different. So that's what I'm talking about, is it's how do people interpret what you say, and it's going to vary by culture. It's like the Confederate flag, to me, was just a silly flag that the South came up with after the Civil War. But to my African American friends, they were offended by it because they thought it meant slavery. So that's the same thing with words, is there's symbols. Each word is like a symbol, like the flag is a symbol. And so it does have different meaning to different cultures and different people.
Yes, but at the moment we are not talking about the different um, cultural meaning of the word. We want to talk about what we think about fate, not the meaning of fate, but what we think. That is there a fate? Is there something that is pre-written? And you are right, actually, and I am going to agree with you.
Well, but not everybody would. Some people think everything is predetermined, and some people think nothing is
Yes, but we
predetermined.
are the one who are doing this show, not the other people. We have to talk about it, the two of us. What do you think? That what is pre-written and how is it pre-written and who is writing it? And all those questions I have here, I would like to have answers to. I mean, it's easy to say that something is pre-written, but who is writing it? And where? And when? And what? You understand? I mean, I am not talking about the cultural understanding, everybody thinks whatever. I am talking about what we think about this word and what is actually going on with this word. So tell me,
I already did.
what is rewritten?
How is,
Pre-written.
what is what?
What is pre-written?
I don't know. That's just what some people believe.
Yeah, but I am not interested in other people's
No, but I
beliefs.
already told you what I believe it
Yours.
means. So, to me, it's not rewritten, but it's a soul agreement before we come in, before we incarnate, as to what we will do, and in some cases how, but usually not. Usually you come in and you figure it out as you go.
Yeah, very interesting. Today, a guy put a post on Facebook and he said, our fate is predetermined. We don't need to do anything with it because it is happening by itself. We just want to figure out how to do what is pre-written.
Well, there you go. That's an example that I was talking
Yes,
about of
but
people
I
believing
mean,
that.
but can you imagine? Okay, somebody says that, but can you imagine a word like that with people in it, with pre-written fate, and you don't change, you don't do anything, and whatever you do actually, it doesn't matter what you do because it is not going to change the pre-written fate.
Well,
You understand?
he doesn't understand physics, because in
Yeah, but
physics,
that's what I'm
for
talking
every
about.
decision you make, you end up with two timelines. Well,
Yes,
you
of
used
course.
to. We've now collapsing the timelines, but you end up with two timelines where you made each decision. It's
Yes.
a multi-threaded universe, and you've got all these different timelines based on the different decisions you make. So that contradicts physics. So I would say he doesn't
Not
understand the
just
universe.
physics, but life also, because it means that even if you are jumping in front of a fast car, you are not going to die because your fate is pre-written that you will die, let's say 20 years later.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
jump in
that
front of the
is,
car, you're gonna
yeah,
probably
that's what
die.
I'm talking about. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. It cannot, I don't really understand why people don't think. I mean, this cannot be, because
Because they get brainwashed as children.
maybe, but I mean, come on, but we are grown up. You have to think. So
No,
if
I know so many people, smart
you
people,
don't think,
people smarter than me with better credentials than me who are stuck in whatever they got told as
yeah,
children.
but it doesn't mean they are smarter. They might have better credentials, but it's different. Because being smart means really that you can actually figure out certain interrelations.
Or you're good at memorizing.
No, that is not smart.
That's how you get through school, is you memorize.
Yes, yes, most people do. Yes,
Yeah.
that's true, actually. So what I think about fate is very similar to what Beverly thinks, strangely enough.
Enough.
I think that because we are made up of the physical body and the soul, of course, the physical body has has the DNA actually. That is who carries the DNA and ancestors. So it remembers some of the ancestors' behavior pattern and whatever. And also, of course, health issues are here. We have to talk about, and inclinations towards some kind of genetically inheritable illnesses or habits or behavior pattern. But that's really the physical body as such. And of course, the souls, they do sign contracts before they come down. They also choose the family they are born into. So actually most of them understand if there is any health issues, if there is some kind of inheritable illnesses, they might want to go through the experience of it, or they might want to learn how people treat these illnesses and the person who is ill, and of course want to educate people through the illness or whatever it is. I mean, there are different types of understanding, but the soul usually understands that. However, inheritable illnesses are very interesting because by the core of it, they are not really inherited, but inheritable, meaning that you actually have a choice, but you might not understand that you have a choice. And of course, when you are small, you are brought up in a family where they don't understand anything and they don't have a choice, you know. And if you're, let's say you inherit your mother's, or you have an inclination towards inheriting your mother's illness, and your mother is always crying and whatever, and always sort of depressed and God knows what, you're bound to inherit this illness because that's what you see in front of you. But let's say if your mother, even though she might go through pain and whatever it is, but then again, likes living and understand lives a bit more, or just life a bit more, or just love doing it or whatever, then you are not going to, or you have a choice and you have a chance not inheriting it. So it really is coming down to you at the end of the road, although obviously people would think that, okay, I am a child, how would I know? But your soul is not a child, your soul is coming from the universe, and your soul is immortal. So who knows how many millions of earthly years it's been alive, you know, and went through a lot of lives and experiences. So actually, the idea is really, obviously, it depends on the upbringing also, but not all the time, because if your soul is very strong and determined, then you can break through the upbringing. I know, because I did.
I did too. I
Yeah,
started arguing with my father at 3.
yeah.
I
Well,
disagreed with my parents, and by the time I was 14, I left their church and didn't look back.
yeah, but that's the idea, you know. I mean, yeah. So
Not everybody can do that. They want to have approval of the people around them, and so they go along with it until they're indoctrinated.
sure. But at the end of the road, it's not a conscious choice, but it is a choice, really.
Mm.
The soul is very interesting, because sometimes, especially now, there are a lot of newcomers who have never lived on earth before. So at the end of the road, they don't understand what they sign up to. It is a very different lifestyle here.
Mhm.
And because of that, obviously, they might say, okay, I want to go through this and that. But when they are here already, they sort of change their mind,
Yeah.
because they don't know how to, first of all, and they don't want to go through the suffering, they don't want to go through a lot of things the contract would bring them or give them to do. So at the end, they might just say, okay, I signed this contract, but I am not going to be able to do that. So let us just sit down and wait what is going on. And then obviously it means that the soul gave in to all the so-called pressure what the physical body is giving and everything. So that is what happens usually when people give in very early, because otherwise they have a choice. You know, it really depends on the soul at that early age. And after, of course, depends on the human being, the soul and the physical body molded together. And of course, it depends a lot on the learning procedure, because the idea is that human beings are here to evolve, yeah, and this evolutionary process doesn't happen by itself. It only happens by conscious learning, because your evolutionary pattern means that you actually evolve your consciousness. That is the evolutionary process of a human being. So it cannot happen unconsciously. You have to pay attention to it. You have to want it. You have to have the willpower of doing that. Because otherwise, even though you might decide upon being the princess and the goddess and the light worker and the light bearer and I don't know what else, but it is your word against the universe's, and I am sure the universe is right because you have to evolve into this work. It's not like you decided to do it and you are doing it. You have to be ready for doing that. And if and when you are ready, even if you are not hearing the word every day, but you are an accountant and you are ready for being a light worker, then you are a light worker. Even if you do a very different work, or a bank manager, doesn't matter. The idea is that you evolve into the actual stage or state when you can take on certain chores from the universe, and of course whatever you actually signed up to do. But I do believe in certain things, and it's not believing. I don't like the word believing. I know that there are certain things sort of predetermined, but not at the very beginning. But as you go through life, you know, then there is always either obstacles in front of you or some events pushing you towards your goals, but they are actually sort of always helping your evolutionary journey. And the universe is helping your evolutionary journey. So if by yourself you figure out that, okay, I want to take this road, but the universe knows that it is not the road you should take, then of course we don't talk about the spirit guides and God knows what, but then actually you are going to push towards the road that is taking you to the goal what you want to achieve. Only, of course, you can only do that if you have all the knowledge what can take you there, and you don't need to learn on the road, because the point is really when you have a goal, it's not the goal what is important. The road is important.
The
because
journey.
the journey, yes.
Yes.
The journey is important. And the journey can be straightforward like that, or the journey can be this. And believe me, this journey is much, much better than this one. Because if your journey is very straightforward, it really means that your goal, what you set out to achieve, is very easy and almost a routine goal. You don't have to learn anything because you know all of it already. But those curves and, you know, and side roads and everything, they happen only when your goal is something bigger. So you need to actually learn a lot of things on the road, you know. That's why you have to take the side roads to learn this and then come back to the main stem and go on. And by the end of the road, you might even want a different goal. Who knows? Because yeah, I mean, but the whole faith business is like that, you know. I mean, you can actually sort of change almost every predetermined situation if you understand how to, and if you understand it to be on your doorstep and waiting for you to actually be there and whatever. But what is important? You have to be living your life. If you don't live your life, then the universe doesn't really like that, and it might give you some illness to sit down. You are sitting down anyhow, so why do you just sit there? At least do something else, sort of stuff. But you have to really work. You have to live it. I don't know how else to say it, but to actually live your life and not just exist in life. Because if you exist, you are not more than a cabbage. But at least the cabbage we can eat, you know. I mean, nobody can eat you. Okay, a lion. But so that's something very exciting. I think our behavior pattern and the way of thinking and evolutionary journey is changing, or is able to change. It, yes, it's able to change what is coming or what is in front of us. And what is in front of us is always what comes naturally from the step where you are. So obviously, if you are going to the shop, let's say across the road, then when you start walking across the street, you know that you are going to arrive on the other side of the road, unless a fast car comes and says bye to you. But then again, you know, you should know about that too. If you are clever and you have some connection to the universe, then you would be able to understand that. But I can tell you that if the universe somehow decides that it is your end, I mean the end of your life, then it is the end of your life. That is something very interesting, because somehow you you finished your journey.
You finished your journey, or you need to be somewhere else in another timeline. So
Sure.
you need to die in order to be reborn, in order to,
Yeah. But that's finished
that's
your
at your
journey
soul
here.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Finish
a
your
lot of
journey.
reasons why people leave.
Yes.
Their job is done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Finish your journey.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, but saying that everything, whatever you are doing, is pre-written or predetermined, I just cannot see that idea. It's just, I think it is an easy way of getting out of responsibilities. I know Beverly doesn't like responsibility, but that's how I put it. And the responsibility of living and learning and evolving and doing what you need to do here. And enjoying. Don't ever forget enjoying, you know? Yeah. I mean, enjoying. You have to enjoy all of it. And it really is up to you. You just have to enjoy it, you know? Why not?
Challenges are just opportunities.
Yes.
Opportunities to learn.
Yes.
Opportunities to change, opportunities to grow.
Yes. And figure out what you have to change, you know, because the problem is with humanity, everybody talks about changes. Oh, everything is changing, but they have no idea what is changing or what is the change coming in. Or they say, oh, I am going to change this year, but they don't know in which field, where do they, what aspect will they change. So they don't change, because just saying that I will change doesn't take you over the other side of the road. You know?
Most people don't even know how to change and make a permanent change. It's too difficult.
Of course not, because they don't understand this change business. So you see, that's our opinion about fate. And of course, I am sure you are interested in the stars when you are born and whatever it is. And, you know, I'm not going to get into that very deep, but definitely where you are born and the time when you are born and where you are born, it gives some kind of push to your existence, because the country has a karma, the soil has a karma, this is the first time when you breathe air without your mother's help, of course, you know, and it is your first breath. It's very important, but it does not predetermine your life. It gives you the first connection, what you have, connecting to the soil, connecting to your mother, of course, connecting to God knows what. But it doesn't mean that this connection should be with you throughout your life. Because as far as I am concerned, your home is where you are, and that's it. You just have to understand how to be at home everywhere. Because that is, this planet is too small, I tell you, because I've been to so many places, you know, and I lived in many countries. So this planet is too small. That's it. So don't worry about anything. This planet is your home. You are an earthling. You need to understand it and be here and support it. So don't think that where you are born is your home. No. Everywhere is your home. Wherever you are.
I never lived where I was born.
Yeah, that's the idea.
I
So,
visited.
yeah. So that's what it is. So carry on changing your life, understanding your future. The idea is really to understand your future, you need to understand your presence. And when you want to understand your future, you look at your presence and see what can come out of this presence, where I am at the moment. That is your future if you don't change it. Yeah. But then when you understand that it is the outcome of my presence, and if you don't like that one, then change it. And you will have a different outcome because you change your presence. So, and what I am saying is all metaphysical, is not hanging on to angels and God knows what, you know.
Angels, what do they have to do with it?
Yeah, I am talking about the angels, the mythical stuff, you know, yeah. So that is really logical. And everything is logical in life and in the universe. Either you like it or not. We just might not want to take it on board because.
Well,
yeah.
so today we agreed.
You see, this day came and now we agreed. I don't know. What is going to happen to our debate?
Well, I'm pretty sure we'll find more things to disagree on.
Yes, let's do it.
So we just need people to give us an idea of what to discuss.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for listening to us and give us ideas what to talk about, and we'll be very happy to. And have a wonderful day, whatever you are doing, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
See you guys.
Bye.